Now, if you're a boater and you use your mobile on board, well, you know that whilst you're in the marina or close to shore, then mobile coverage is not a problem. Head offshore though, totally different story. You're going to run into places where you won't get mobile coverage. And today my guest is Paul Boyce from Powertec Telecommunications. So Paul, mobile coverage offshore can be a problem for boaters, and you have the solution. Tell us, what is it?
Yes, John, we do have the solution. It comes in the form of the Selfie Go product. It's a mobile phone repeater that'll boost that signal when you're offshore. It provides a high gain, so customers can use their phones for voice or for internet when they're out at sea.
Right, so obviously Selfie Go is the solution. What are the benefits for boaters?
Big benefit to boaters is they're going to be being able to go further offshore. They're going to get where their signal was quite low, it's now going to be boosted up. We've got a lot of customers that generally go from, say, 1 bar of signal up to at least 3 or 4 bars, which basically translates into faster internet. Their calls are no longer dropping, and they can get that good voice quality offshore. So,
what's involved? Is it an expensive exercise? How big is this unit? What space does it take?
So generally the units, they're quite small, so about half a A4 sheet of paper. So it's not a big unit, it can be put away in a cupboard. General setup would involve a marine antenna up on the top of the flybridge or up on a mast. Cable runs down, plugs into the Go unit, and then inside the cabin or on the boat somewhere you'd have a ceiling antenna or a wall mount antenna to disperse the signal. So basically anyone on board then gets signal. And also around the boat they can get signal.
You can have more than one phone connected to it, data-wise, or?
You can, yep. You're not limited by the amount of users, so you can safely have 30 users on the boat getting their signal through their cell phone. Yep.
Right. Well, tell me, Paul, will it work with all mobile operators, or do you have to be with a particular carrier?
So at the moment, it's only available for customers on the Telstra network. We are working with the other operators to get it approved. But it is a long process to get the product approved on the network.
So if you're with Telstra now, you can just be up and running pretty quick.
Exactly. So if you're with Telstra, any other provider that uses the Telstra network, such as Audi Mobile, Boost Mobile,
sure.
Then your phone will automatically connect to the boosted signal.
You mentioned earlier distance that you can get mobile coverage offshore. We're talking 100 to 200 kilometres. There's a fair bit of variation in there. What makes the difference? Is it atmospherics? Is it sea state? What's the difference?
There's a couple of variables that come into place. Usually it's the distance from the tower, the height of the tower. So the tower is up actually high on a mountain.
Of course.
You're going to get better signal because the boat's at sea level. There's also the rock of the ocean as well. So generally if the boat's going up and down, it may lose signal. Generally we try to get customers having the antenna up as high as possible, top of a mast. It's going to give them the best sort of chances of getting signal. So generally if we find the customers getting up to 80 kilometres, extreme circumstances up to 200 kilometres, they're really in the ideal circumstances when they're getting that far.
Tell me, what's involved in the actual installation? Is it a specialist installation, or can boaters install it themselves onto the boat?
It's generally not a hard installation to do, but like all marine electrics, we recommended one of our dealers, qualified dealers, actually do the installation. The setup's not hard at all. It's basically a marine antenna outside, plugging into the Go, and then an antenna inside. It can be powered from 12 volt or 240 volt. We do have marine dealers all around Australia that can service customers.
Okay, so whether you're in Darwin or in Melbourne, or anywhere in between?
Doesn't matter, we've got dealers all over the country. Yeah.
Well, Paul, when we're talking about telecommunications these days, there's a lot of legalities surrounding that. What do boaters need to be aware of?
Glad you asked about that, John. Australia has some of the strictest laws around the use of mobile phone repeaters. The biggest one is they need to have approval from the carrier to be able to connect it. The beauty of Selfie, it goes through a year of rigorous testing on the network just to make sure it passes, and then it becomes legal for use. So it is one of the only legal, or is the only legal, consumer repeater that you can use in Australia. There are other products out there that are illegal that you might find on eBay. There are large fines for using them and even imprisonment under the laws. So it's really important, they do stick with approved products.
Well, Paul, that's fantastic. Well, folks, there you have it. Not only is it the only legal repeater available in Australia today, for just over $1,000, you can have mobile phone coverage for anywhere up to 200 kilometres offshore. If you want more information, visit the website powertec.com.au. This is John Zammit. This is Shipmate TV.